When you're injured, especially, and you know the pressure's on you at the top, you want to get back on the pitch as quick as you can, but you don't want to do that to the detriment of your career, or you don't want to do that to the detriment of your body. I slowed down, but on the side, so I was pushing off to change direction. I just felt like a little, it wasn't a pop, but just like a discomfort in my knee straight away. And I knew that I'd done damage, I just didn't know what at the time. I went down, physio sort of came on, looked at it, thought it might be okay to play on, so I got up and tried to play on, but I just felt the discomfort all the time, and I could feel it just stiffening up towards the end of the game, so I ended up coming off. I went for a scan, it showed lateral meniscus damage, cartilage, and by the Wednesday I was having an operation. It was the necessary thing to get me back on the pitch as quick as I can. I knew there was a tear in my meniscus, and I accept that if I don't do anything about it, then I can't play football. So I just literally got on with it, went in Wednesday morning, and my surgery was done. But that surgery I had was done under local anaesthetic, under a leg block, so I was awake watching the surgery. I was told 6 weeks approximately, with it being a lateral meniscus. Had it been medial, it would have been 4 to 6, but they said 6 weeks. After probably 3 or 4 weeks, it was just blowing up. They had me on the bike, they had trying to get me in the pool and everything. Everything I did, it reacted, it was swelling, it was swelling, it was swelling. They tried to force the bend on my knee to, we had fluid drained off it and all that kind of thing, and it just wasn't getting any better. It took me probably 2 months before I realised I was nowhere near. I got fed up with the medical team at the club, if I'm honest. I went and saw another physio at an old club, and they put me onto a different surgeon and suggested that, dependent on what the surgeon found and what he thought, first and foremost, before I had surgery, it might be an idea to use Ostenil. It was explained in a way that it'd lubricate the joint, replace some of the synovial fluid, and help me just take the impact where you've lost a bit of cartilage. It'd help with the feeling of your knee being back to normal again. A lot of older players who've retired now, older than myself, who just basically had cortisone after cortisone, and their knees were no good. So it was explained as, this is next generation, it's good for you. It's basically a replacement for the synovial fluid that you have existing in your body already. They recommended it would be good before possibly going and having surgery again, because obviously, as far as everybody was aware, the first surgery was successful, and it just the inflammation kept coming back for, nobody had an apparent reason. So I had the injection, it really calmed down the joint, and I started back on the grass. Surgery that I'd had in the first place wasn't successful, and they'd folded a piece of my cartilage, and it had stayed folded, so no matter what I did, my knee was always going to swell. But amazingly enough, the Ostenil did give me a lot of relief at that moment in time. I moved away from using the physios at the club, went back to my old club, and they put me into a different surgeon. He basically said, look, I'm going to go inside, do you give me permission to do what I need to do? And I said, yeah, because I've done my research on him. When he went inside, he found that the cartilage had folded, so he sorted that out. But because of the repeated trauma, I actually had a chondral defect as well. So he said to me, he gave me a day-by-day program to move forward, and suggested during my rehab as well that I used Ostenil. I think it's not nice having an injection in your knee at all. It doesn't matter what you put in, it's not nice having an injection. That's a personal thing. Some people don't mind injections, but got an injection into your knee is not great, whether they're drawing fluid off or putting it in. However, it feels like you can imagine you've got your bone on bone, for argument's sake, and that's what you're walking around with every day, and then all of a sudden you get like a little bit of cushioning in between it, and it just takes the pressure out of your knee. Because it was part of a bigger sort of program I was going through, I was 3 months regardless, but that probably helped. It helped me further my rehab, get over little hurdles that I had due to bits of pain and discomfort. Probably took about a week to settle in, a week or two to really notice the difference. But yeah, I definitely did, because sometimes it was painful beforehand. I'd highly recommend it based on my experience. Not been detrimental to anything I've done, and I've played another 10 years since, so it's been great.
Real players, real lives, real football.